What's going on, Liam? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh man, happy to finally get you on the program after so long. I
Yeah,
hope everything's doing going well.
going good, brother. Going good on the other side of the world here. Just been enjoying some good family time, and yeah, back at it.
Hey man, well we definitely appreciate you. Thank you for joining us and filling us in. We noticed that you have a new fight coming up with No Limit Promotions. So yeah, man, tell us all about this new opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting. I've been wanting to fight. If you know me, I've been wanting to bring the big fights back to Australia for a while now, and look, I got this opportunity with No Limit, and I think it's good. We just got the one fight deal. See how it pans out, and yeah, look, it's now back to the drawing board and chasing down another title shot. So yeah, but we've got a good hard fight ahead of us in Jonathan Navarro.
So what was the mindset behind signing with No Limit versus re-upping with Matchroom? Obviously, for the people on the outside looking in, it's looking like after you lost your world title, they cut you. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to let us know, is that true? Is that the case or not?
No, it's not. You know what I mean? They had the opportunity to match the one fight deal that No Limit presented, and they didn't. No Limit got me with a really good deal, and yeah, and it's exciting, and it's also one of the biggest things for me. The key factors was being able to bring the big fights back to Australia. I felt I didn't get that opportunity to do so. So you've seen what they've done with Tim Tszyu and the fights and the magnitude of fights they've bring him to Australia. So that kind of sealed the deal for me. But yeah, it's massive, and they've got big connections with PBC. So there's more belts in my division held up with PBC. So I believe that makes a bit more sense.
Nah, for sure. They definitely have done a great job bringing Tim Tszyu back. It even seems from the outside looking in, they might have given Keith one-time Thurman an opportunity. So, they certainly continue to bring back Michael Zarafa. So I can see why you felt comfortable in, what it is you believe they can do for you. But it is a one-fight deal. What does this particular fight do for you? Is it an eliminator? Is it just to shake off the rust? Does it put you in position?
Look, I'm pretty sure it's going to get us pretty high back in the WBO ratings, into the top one or two position, which will put us close to that seat for a title shot. There's talks of Tio going up to 147. So if we're in the number one and two spot, and he decides to vacate and move up, well, that's close to a world title then for us. So yeah, it is. I wouldn't say a comeback fight. It's a hard fight. It's a good fight. Navarro's a good, credible opponent, but yeah, it's just lining us up for a shot at one of the belts. I want to right my wrong in the near future, and I believe to do so, I need some pulling power, and to do that, I'm going to have to secure another belt.
I know that the situations are obviously one not the same, right? They're two different situations, two different people. But again, outside looking in, you beat Matias. He doesn't re-up with Matchroom. He goes to his local promoter, Fresh Promotions, to get rebuilt, put back into title contention with the IBF. All of a sudden, he has this big opportunity with Turki Al-Sheikh. Obviously, it seems like you're doing the same. You lost versus Hitchison. You're going with No Limit. Do you just believe that they know how to bring you back the way you want to be brought back, similar to Matias? He got both of his fights in Puerto Rico. One of them were an eliminator, and he's right back in title contention.
Most definitely. I think their vision suits my vision. I'm a proud Aussie. I've been on the road for years fighting big fights, and yeah, it's mainly wanting to bring the big fights to Australia, and I just felt that wasn't happening. You know what I mean? I got told that I was going to, after I defeated Matias, so be it. We had to look after our mandatory, and respect to Hitchens, he got me on that night. So it is, yeah, it is kind of just the vision they have of bringing the big fights to Australia. And like I said, their connections with PBC, there's two of the belts already tied up in my division. So I believe that's more opportunity in the future. So that's kind of the route. But like I said, it's a one-fight deal. We see how we go. God willing, we can do it in dominating fashion. And then, yeah, we see how the road goes from there.
You brought up Australia. Obviously, Richardson Hitchens, who defeated you, is now facing fellow Australian and former world champion, unified world champion, George Kambosos. Are you riding with your countryman? Do you think he still has something left in the tank to beat the young, undefeated champion, or will he falls at the hands of Richardson?
Look, man, I got criticised for speaking the truth earlier on in the month, but look, I'm always going to back my countrymen. I'm a proud Aussie. I want the Aussies to do good. But if you're asking the truth, I believe Hitchens is gonna get it done. Just because you're seeing how Haney was so effective with the way he fought, I believe Hitchens is gonna take that page out of that book and kind of do the same thing. But I'm always gonna back my countrymen. I'm an Aussie. I'd be silly not to. But speaking business and facts, I've shared the ring with Hitchens. I think it's going to be a hard night for George. I think Hitchens is just going to... He's good, man. He adapted, and you've seen that in my fight. In the first 4 rounds, I had it pretty comfortable, and he changed up, and I fell into his game plan. So you got to give it respect to his boxing IQ. I think he's got the tools to make it a hard night for anyone.
Did you assume Keith one-time Thurman would be able to do what he did to Brock Jarvis, being as though you were able to knock out Brock Jarvis? Was that just something in the back of your mind? Or being as though Brock Jarvis had moved up so far to 160, you weren't quite sure, could Keith actually get the knockout?
To be honest, I was quite confident Keith Thurman was going to get him out. It was just a matter of time. Man, you look at his resume, his only loss is a split decision loss to Manny Pacquiao. So he's been up there. When he was active, he was the guy at welterweight. That's hard to argue. He was the man there when he was in his prime. So, look, one thing, I believe if you're chinny, if you're being knocked out, you can build muscle, but you can't build a chin. You know what I mean? So I knew he's going to be tough and get tested no matter where he was. And, look, it was just a matter of time before Thurman put him away. But in saying that, I got one up on Thurman. I did it quicker than him.
Yo, you sure did. You sure did. Speaking about one up, I've been trying to get this stat, right? Yeah, and it looks like you got a one up on Montana Love, man. Is it safe to say, or let's rephrase it. Do you feel you've retired him? He hasn't fought since your knockout win. I'm almost scared he's retired.
Look, I hope not. I still believe he's got plenty in the tank. I think, look, it was what it was, man. It's fighting. I believe in my ability, and I kept just showing that I'm at that top level. So, look, I hope he comes back. I hope he's still got the passion for it. But look, he's having a real long break at the moment, so we'll have to see what happens. I wish him all the best, though.
Speaking of long break, do you feel you needed that? You were active. Matchroom was keeping you busy. You fought a lot of names. Do you think that not necessarily the loss you needed, but some of the time off that you took was necessary just from burning both ends of the candle, being here in Las Vegas for training? Was that anything to do with it?
Look, it was just a good reset, there was nothing big in the pipeline. There was no rush to get back. I always keep fit, but there was no rush to be back in the boxing gym in camp. So, like I said, I just enjoyed some well-deserved downtime with my family and my loved ones, and yeah, up home, and it was good. It got the fire burning back in the belly, and look, we're back in there now. Now I want to keep super busy. Like I said, I want to get back and be a 2-time world champion. I know I can do so, and all going great. I want to avenge that loss. I want to avenge that blemish down the track, but it's one fight at a time. And I just got to keep winning, and I'm sure I can get that shot again in the future.
How did you manifest that goal? Because obviously no one considers themselves to lose, so it's not like you ran around saying, I want to be a 2-time champion. So when, after the loss, did it kick in? Like, man, I can do this again. I'm not done.
Oh, straight away. I just knew it wasn't it. That wasn't my night. Like I said, there was no excuses. You have bad nights in the office, and unfortunately for me, it was there. And I know what it takes. I've climbed that mountain before, so I know what it takes to become champion, and I'm more than ready to do it all again. It just now through adversity, it gives me the chance to bounce back in a big way. You know, they say true champions are defined by the way they come back, and adversity's given me the opportunity to show that to the world. So I'm excited for that, and yeah, I'm just excited for the future and this journey. And yeah, I just want to keep certifying my name. You know.
I got a few questions from the people. Ali here in San Diego says, who's your top 3 favorite fighters of all time and who wins the Hitchens Camboso? You already gave your prediction on that. Your top 3 favorite fighters of all time.
Oh man, I'd have to go Manny Pacquiao. I love Pacquiao. Pernell Whitaker. And oh, it's a challenge, man. From modern day, I'll put a modern day fighter in there, and I'll go Terrence Crawford. I rate Crawford big time.
You mentioned Pacquiao, man. I gotta ask, do you think he's capable at 46, breaking not only George Foreman's record, but also defeating Mario Barrios for that WBC?
Look, man, stranger things have happened in the world, but look, I don't know. Let's just hope he comes back and goes good. But man, Barrios is a tough fight for anyone, let alone Pacquiao after a big layoff. So look, man, we just have to see how it pans out. If he does it, it's just going to certify him more as a great, as he already is. But look, who knows, man? Who knows? Let's just hope he goes good.
All right, we got from Baltimore, MD. Who is the weakest link, easiest champion to pick off at 140 and at 147, in your opinion?
Wow, man, I don't think there is any weak links. The 140-pound division's pretty stacked, well, very stacked, I should say. You know, it's hard now watching boxing. You can't really just pick a one-out winner. There's no one person really dominating at this time, so it's very 50-50. Every fight's 50-50, but in saying that, it makes boxing very exciting, I believe. That's a hard one. I don't have no question for that. They're all good champions. They're all respected champions. They're there for a reason.
All right. Next one is from Toronto, Canada. Boxing Talk Up North says, what's your initial reaction when you realized your first title defense was in Puerto Rico and not your home country?
Look, it was a little bit disheartening, as I got told. You know, if I was to beat Matthias, it was a big if then. No one believed in me except my team and I, but that I would be having a big homecoming, and unfortunately didn't happen. So look, it was what it was. You know, it was a bit disheartening, but then at the same time, you just got to switch off and think about what's next on the job. And Hitchens was the mandatory challenger, so we thought we'd take him because we were going to have to take him sooner or later. And yeah, it was what it was. You know, the Puerto Rican people are beautiful people. I love the country. It was good to go there. But I think I really deserved, after the run I was on, to be awarded a homecoming world title defense.
Absolutely. I got barbecues from Fresno, California. I heard your dad's old school training tips from your Matt K backyard days still guide you. What's the one piece of wisdom you carry into the ring?
Bit of wisdom. Man, I don't know. What was that question again?
He said, I heard your dad's old school training tips from your Matt K backyard days still guide you.
Oh my God. Man, we come from the working class. My dad's old school as, you know, so he brought me up tough up in the country. So that's just the way it is. You know, we were brought up to, if you want things, you got to work hard for them. Anything, you know, nothing good in life comes easy. So, you know, just pure hard yakka, as we call it in Australia, hard work. And, yeah, you can't be denied. You put in the hard yard, you can't be denied.
Oh, man, this one is funny. Malcolm in New York City says, have you had any close encounters or deadly incidents with any venomous creatures in Australia? If so, tell us a story.
Man, to be honest, there's a little scar on my knuckle here. I got bit by a white-tailed spider in my sleep one night, and I woke up. And they eat at your flesh, like they eat at your tendons and whatnot. So it was just millimeters away from getting to my tendon. If that was the case, the doctor said I wouldn't be boxing anymore, so I had to go to get an operation on my knuckle, and that's the closest I've had. But you see snakes all the time. You know, it's just part of the Australian life. We've got redback spiders, brown snakes, taipans. you see him just cruise past every now and then. So if you leave them alone, they usually leave you alone, I guess.
That's weird. I thought he was crazy with the question. You actually got bit by something poisonous. We got Rod in L.A.
Yeah.
Did Matchroom drop you? You answered that, so we just wanted to shout him out. We got New York Bullet that says, what's up, champ? What are the 3 top fights in boxing you wish to see made as a fan?
Made as a fan. I want to see the Shakur Tank fight. I really want to see that pan out. I think that's massive. Obviously, the Canelo Crawford, which is happening, that's huge. That has to be settled. Who else, man? I actually want to see one of my own countrymen, Joao Pataya, fight Usyk. You know, he's absolutely dominating the cruiserweight division, and I think his only real test is going to be someone as of Usyk, because he's dominating everyone. So shout out to Joao Pataya. He's fighting in a couple days. Man, he's a beast.
Isn't Justice Hooney also from Australia?
Yeah, Justice Hooney's fighting too. Shout out to him.
You
It's
got
a big
him
one. So
winning?
big weekend for the Aussies. Big weekend for the Aussies to get some big wins. He's over in the UK fighting. Tough fight, but he's got the tools to get it done for sure.
Are you picking him over Fabio Wardley?
I'm always going to pick my countryman, 100%.
Salute. I got B3 boxing picks out of Virginia. Thank you for your time and coming on the Boxing Voice. My question is, what are some of the sacrifices you make to be great? You make to be a great fighter and a world champion?
A lot of sacrifices, but one thing I changed the whole sacrifice thing in your head to, because sacrifice is missing out. Yes, you got to miss out, but I'm investing time in myself and to better myself in my life. That's the little shift I made. Instead of thinking, I'm missing out on this, missing out on that, I'm investing in myself to give myself and my family a better life. But man, there's a lot. It's to become a fighter or champion. There's a lot of things that you so-called sacrifice. You know, it's the birthday dinners, it's seeing family, it's being away from family for 10 to 12 weeks at a time. It's missing crucial parts. For me, it's family, you know, because one thing you can't buy is time. So it's, that's why you just put that extra drive to make sure it's all worth it, because you're missing crucial parts of life that you can never get back. But at the end of the day, it's to give our family and my family a better life and get them, more stress-free, I should say.
I got Alex Vega from Palm Beach, South Florida, says, congratulations on becoming a world champion and now going back home. Can you help the audience understand all the challenges a foreigner has when they have to go to another country to fight, especially when attempting to defeat a home champion?
Oh man, going back to the Matthias, it was we were writing the lines down, we were deep in it. But at the same time, it kind of excites you too. It makes the story better, you know. Goes back to the days of Alexander the Great, went to a different country and conquered, you know. That's kind of what it was like. But look, it was it's all part of it. It's just the hardest thing is being away from everyone, being out of your comfort zone. You know, you don't have your people there, you don't feel the support of your own country behind you. Like live, you know what I mean? You do from a distance, but just in the atmosphere of everyone against you, it's a different kind of feeling. But at the same time, you got to embrace it, because that's what it's all about too. It's it's a roller coaster of emotions.
I got Devin Sanchez that said, interested to know if Jack Catterall was ever on the table. 2 champions coming off losses, but still world level, also signed to Eddie Hearn.
Actually, funny enough, me and Jack Catterall go back years and years. There was talks when COVID was around. We'll both sit number 1 and 2 in the WBO ratings, and we've there's been talks to me and Catterall fighting a few times, and no contracts or nothing got through. But we know each other. We know we both sit well, high in the ratings still, and who knows if it makes sense, it could be a potential fight. You know, we're both coming off losses, and look, we're both going to be back at the top. You know, you can't deny it. We're both unbelievable fighters. So who knows? It could be in the future. I'm open to fighting anyone. Like I said, I want to keep proving that I'm at the top of this division. So I've got some building back to do, and certifying my name back up there.
Major media that says, if you wasn't a pro boxer, what would your ideal regular 9-to-5 job be?
Man, I don't know. I was doing auto electrician apprenticeship. I started that when I was a young kid, about 16. I left that because I just wanted to be a fighter, you know. But if I don't know what I honestly don't know. Like, it's true when they say boxing saved my life. You know, anyone close to me will know that it definitely did. But look, I like watching the PBR and the professional bull riding, so I'd like to say I'd give that a red hot crack.
Wait, so you'd give a professional bull riding a try?
Man, I've always wanted to jump on a bull. That's honestly, I think that would be a ultimate thrill. Like, you know, I'm fighting someone my weight, but you got a 2-ton beast in there trying to kill you. Come on, man, that's got to get the heart going for sure.
All right. All right, I got the blind rankings time. Quest in Virginia says, what's up? Blind rank these lightweights. So it's going to be 5 lightweights. You have to put them in your top 5 order. You only get one name at a time. First one is Gary Antoine Russell.
Number 3.
We got Subriel Matias.
Number 4.
Arnold Barboza.
5.
Tito Mercado.
Number 2.
Wow, Keyshawn Davis.
Oh, yeah, 1. There you go.
All right. So is that because Tito just fit there, or do you really think he's that good?
Well, man, he hasn't been tested, but I've watched a bit of him, and he looks all right. He's got a bit of pop, and he's willing to fight. You know, yeah, look, he's still got to be tested, I guess, at the top level, but he's going good. You can't knock him until you see him go, so yeah.
For sure. I got Dre all day. Salute, champ. In your opinion, what's the bigger problem in boxing today? Fighters ducking or not getting drug tested?
Look, probably both, but I don't know. I believe, look, man, I think fighters are too worried about what's next. They've been promised big things next. I think they should go off how your performance goes on what offer you get next in the fights. You know what I mean? Like, going to the Times Square card, I believe a lot of fighters were fighting on reserve only because they knew what was next for them if they got the wins, and they weren't leaving. They left a lot in the tank. You know, a lot of them fights did not live up to the hype it should have, but that's because I believe they know what's next for them. So I think it should just be fight at a time. You get a better offer on how you perform. Then you get everyone fighting 100%, fighting their heart out all the time. I think that would help boxing.
I don't know if you've seen the back and forth at the press conference today for the Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos fight. Well, he shoves Edwin De Los Santos, and he has a back and forth with Mason, and I mean Keyshawn does. Do you see that Keyshawn Abdullah Mason fight happening? Is that something you would want, or do Top Rank need to give Abdullah some more time to develop?
Look, Abdullah's good. I've sparred him a few times in Vegas, and I rate him high. He's a good kid, very good. Look, I think he's ready. It's up to him. He knows if he's ready for that shot, go for it. You know what I mean? It's good to see prospects now wanting to fight early, and look, the whole zero effect's gone now. I think boxing's slowly making its way back to the old school, the best of fighting the best, and in that case, the fans win always.
2 more and we're done, champ. I got Mr. Perfect in Detroit that says, what's your favorite female fighter today?
My favorite female fighter.
Sugar Neeks. Ain't she from Australia?
Yeah, 100% it is. Yeah, it is Sugar Neeks. I was going with that. 100%. She just signed with that MVP deal. So, yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out to you, man. You stick with your country, man. I love it. Last one is from Octo. What's your favorite music artist? And give us one good movie we should watch.
Music artist. Oh, man, I like my country music. I'll go with the OG, Luke Combs. You can't go past Luke Combs.
All right.
And a good movie. Shit. Man, I don't know. I haven't really watched too many movies lately. But I've watched Ransom Kenyon, I guess. It's a Netflix series. It's the last thing I kind of watched. So I guess that.
Ransom Canyon. Well, Liam, I appreciate your time, man. Those are all the questions. Thank you for jumping on. Wish you the best, man. And let us get that victory lap when you're done.
For sure, definitely. Thanks for having me back, and take care. Always a pleasure.
All right. Likewise. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Liam Paro, the former champ. We got round one, the